Oh, sorry.
See if that draws a crowd.
I like to sing along.
Yes. I don't anymore because the timing seems to always change on my end. Like the video isn't rendering properly.
Are you doing it off your laptop?
I am right now.
When I use StreamYard off my iPad, it's not a mobile version. It's still the desktop version, but it plays all the videos at some weird clip rate, like a little bit higher, a little bit faster. So maybe that's going on.
This thing will like step between two modes like that, where it'll like for just a second or two it'll speed up, and I never know if it's only happening on my end or if it's like for everybody.
No, I'm always like, okay, he hits start. It's at, okay, 26, 25. I blink, it's all 2, 1. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What happened?
My nose
I'm not ready. Yeah.
What is up, everyone? We're not recording the podcast tonight because everybody's like sleepy, busy, dead.
Jeff just said he wanted to eat grapes and like eat cheese all night or something like that.
Jeff is busy being Greek for the evening.
Grease up your butt, homie.
Diatretes Elkins.
That's right. Oh, I was so proud of you for remembering Diatretes the next day. I was like, there's no way he's going to remember this.
I was like, am I brain damaged or alcoholic? Like I'm sobering up, man. What is that? Drying up, I think they call it. I've been drunk so long, I don't know what being sober is even referred to as. Jackson Zelda.
What do you want, like week 3? Oh, what's up, Jackson?
Yes.
I don't have YouTube up. I'm going to open up YouTube so I can see people's comments. And then I'm going to get back to drawing.
Yes. I believe going into week 4 now, I think, maybe. I don't know. It's a blur. We're definitely 3 weeks at least. How bad is that?
Which to me is not that hard.
Oh, yeah. No, you're not drinking whiskey at 11 a.m.
I'm 3 weeks on alcohol, actually. This is 3 weekends in a row where I've had beers.
I love that. I was like, yeah, guys, I'm going to quit for a couple of weeks. Ryan, hold off on that alcohol consumption. We'll get real weird when I'm into the new place. And then the next week you were like, wait, why did I crack this beer?
I think I missed that announcement because it was that episode or I very well could have been there for the announcement. I just didn't hear it and process it, you know?
We're always giggling over each other and shouting over each other too, so
I probably just didn't believe you.
Yeah, right? It probably sounded like a joke.
I probably laughed it off. I'm like,
yeah, while I'm drunk, slurring the words together. I'm not going to drink anymore. What's up, Rex Doom? I thought you guys were supposed to be on fire. Yes, you could say that. What is up, Mitch? I've been working on sketch cards all week, actually. I still got to do Mitch's bigger Endlander piece. But I did a Endlander piece for his character. Digger. I did a Lucas for David Murdoch today. I got the pencils done for Randy's Mr. Crypt. I got Hayner's 2 guys. I think it's Black Owl and the Claw. I always want to say Dark Owl for some reason, but I don't think that's it.
The owl. I think it's just the owl, right?
Oh, the owl? I thought it was Black Owl for some reason. I'm always embellishing shit.
It is Black Owl. If he's here, he's going to be like, freaking Ryan, you've got it in your studio. Go look at it.
Doom Guy for Mitch. Caleb from Blood. Lots of old school shooter stuff. That log that I did. Then I got the Magnum Mr. Crypt that I think I'm gonna do in the headshot auction. I got GJ, Zombie, Voidwalker, and Cade, and then I got that Bloodrick that'll probably go into the auction as well for them headshot.
I haven't
boys.
opened that yet. I got my copies. I also got his Shark book. I flipped through the Shark book, but I haven't. I was going to look at Bloodrick tonight. It's kind of going to be my reward after I work on my page today.
Yeah, it's pure sex for the eyeballs, man.
Awesome.
It is out of control. Like, I found Andrew like a year or two back now, and just like absolutely loved all of his stuff. Kept in contact. Desperately.
I love that like 10 of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm desperately trying to get him on a Death Curse book eventually. If I had my way, like we would be running Bloodrick. Like, I fucking love that book. And love that dude's stuff. Hoping to get him on a guest cover soon, but he seems to be a shy guy. But it was it's cool that everybody dug it.
Yeah, like last week you shared it with me. I tweeted it out, and then like there was like 10 or 15 of us that he was new to, and like all of us bought his book. So he must have been like, what the hell happened? He's like, why I gotta ship out all this shit this week?
Like I told you, I was like, they're like hand numbered. It's literally everything I would do if I were doing ash cans. And they're fucking like beautiful quality. They're like great stuff. I don't know if he hand assembles them or if he has a friend who does them or whatever, like ships them out. But either way, they're very well done. Crazy reasonably priced for how much story you get and the quality of it. It's blows everything like on shelves from the big two out of the water. That dude, if the big two still cared about kick-ass original voices, that dude would be on a big book right now. Like I couldn't fucking imagine him on like a Punisher book or something like that, because he does gore really well and just like angry dudes. It's killer.
Yeah, he reminds me of Kanede without looking like he draws like Kanede. There's something about like just his energy and the way he attacks rendering and shapes and details and stuff. But
it's like
he's
Kanede and a little bit of like Tony Moore.
And a little Urban Barbarian.
Yeah, you'll
more in
I think you'll
Bloodrick.
see it
more in Bloodrick, I should say.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of Panosian in his like ink work and stuff like that, which is what I think I really
say
like
his name.
too.
I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, Panosian. It's the Italians, man. We're good with that here.
Yeah, Rex Doom says he needs to order those, which he does, and the Shark book. Yeah, Rex Doom.
Yes,
without spoiling anything, the Shark book stories are right up your alley. Just dismal, dark stories.
You need to order them because, like I said, they're limited batches usually. So I don't even know if he ever plans on doing second printings or anything like that. DJ2K, what is up, Rex? Good to see you.
I got
Rose Comics.
Doom mini comics coming in. Oh, Black Rose?
Shit.
What's up, B-Rose?
Yes, I saw Black Rose. I think in
but yeah, I'll let you know.
I've been jumping around a bunch though. Shelby's too, maybe. It's been a long day.
Yeah,
Texas, man.
Black Rose is hilarious. Good to have you.
Resman.
Yeah, you boys been doing taxes, huh?
Yeah, dude.
You getting stuff back? I mean, obviously, don't give us numbers, but are you?
Yeah, I won't know for sure till tomorrow. I was just like getting everything in order today. All of my finances and assets. I have nothing. I was just figuring out what I like could and couldn't claim and write off and all this different shit. And then tomorrow is actually filing it. But it was
like, Jeff, can I claim you as one of my kids?
Yeah, well, it's like being on all these different sites and shit now, like where I'm getting different income coming in is a big pain in the ass. It's basically like doing a bunch of tallying shit up today and talking with Beth's mom to find out different things I could write off, because I'm a big heathen. I'm just like, I want to write the stories. Like, give me just enough money to pay some dude to fucking do all of this for me so I don't have to think about it constantly. Then I'll probably get fucked by that guy in the long run, but There's a give and a take with everything.
I taught him everything he knows, and he swiped everything from me.
Yeah, do I want to be fucked by the government as a whole, or do I want to be fucked by one singular man who I can put a name to the face? Tell me that. Yeah, just do me a favor and don't hold back on your opinion of the comic, Ryan. Yeah, the shit rocks. Canetti is awesome. Y'all should have him on. I would fucking love to have Eric on. He's another dude I've talked to about getting on a cover after he's not so busy with Arcathena. Which obviously you dudes, if you aren't already following along with that, get on board. I think he's launching this year. I don't know if it's summer.
Yeah. I think September or October.
Okay, I thought it was fall.
But all respect to Eric, I'm going to say it's probably going to be November, December before he does. And I say that as someone who's been a fan of his for... Dude, I've got sketchbooks of his going to like 99.
But he's doing he was just the entire book, I believe, too, all at once. So it's not like one issue or anything. It's...
Yeah, he wants to have like I think it's 5 or 6. I think it's 5 or 6 issues. And
yeah, so it's basically like a whole image trade.
And his colorist is like new to it, and I forget their name is. I think it's like Giuseppe or something. They'll know in the chat, but because I can't remember anything today for some reason. But
yeah, I saw some samples.
Love his colorist choice.
Yeah, I saw some samples he posted the other day, and I was like, yeah, that's another one that's just like on the fucking list. I believe Carl O'Roe, I believe, posted last week that he had, I think, just finally wrapped up the art on the ash can for Deathsworn as well. I need to get him back on it.
If Carl had been around in 2008, he would have been doing something for Top Cow. They would have been begging him to do something there. Like, he would have had a mini series of Top Cow.
Carl, like that's another one of those dudes. Like, man, if Marvel wasn't like fucking bunch of tards with their heads in the sand, like that's another dude. Like, let me write a Punisher book and put Carl on that, or fucking just someone we can go buck wild with. Me and Kevin joked for a while about doing a Nomad book. Just because it's like a throwaway character we don't think anyone would really care about, even if like we fucked up Nomad somehow. And just do
Nomad's
that like
rad.
Val Kilmer 80s Nomad. Yeah, we both thought so too, and we were like, dude, just doing like a road trip like bastard Nomad like crime noir series with him would be really cool. Everything we pitched to Marvel though was just like, oh, it'd be great if we still had a Max series. We don't do that anymore. We don't really do the adult stuff as much. You know where I can get some good sushi? I pitched 3 books while that dude signed like 300 comics for some nerdy old guy who just like did not get like
Don't you dare call me nerdy.
There were hundreds of them. It was me and Ryan. I don't want to pitch anything. Just sign this giant stack of books.
I'm old, but I'm not nerdy.
Yeah, I think there's like a bunch of Star Wars comics from like recent years because he had like written and edited on them, which I thought used to be like a conflict of interest, but I guess the Akira Yoshida thing busted that wide open. They'd probably rather just have editors writing and editing than pretending to be Asian men. They're like, damn it, people are going...
It's so weird that he comes in yellowface every day.
Yeah.
Like he has Akira like days and he had CB days.
Yeah, he just comes in looking like the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Or he would go into the copy room and like come out as Akira. He's like, oh, I'm here to work as Akira. And they're like, shit, we got to deal with this now.
Oh my god, what if he pulled that today? It's just like, I identify as Akira Yoshida. What can you say at that point? I'm transracial. Rachel Dolezal.
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, Doyozal.
Akira Dolezal. That's gonna be my pen name.
God, dude. Well, we're gonna have to go back in time for how hard you're canceled. El Padrino, what is up, dude? GJ, good to see you. Oh my god, man.
William C. What's up, buddy? William C. Dude. All right, shout out to William C.
Oh, William
and
C.
a little
too,
bit
yeah.
of a little bit of a roast of William C. for his lack of knowledge. He hit me up and he was like, "Hey, I'm doing a cover of the song from Late Night Inks, which is the Laverne and Shirley song that I just did in like a synthy kind of version, like with a beat. But homeboy William didn't know this, so he thought it was one of my originals. So he went and did a cover version, and he sent me the final of it today, and it's awesome. I'm gonna play it on one of my episodes when I get back to it in a couple weeks.
It's about to be the theme for the Laverne and Shirley reboot.
Yeah, exactly. But then it was cool because even his wife was like, "You didn't know that was the Laverne and Shirley song?"
That rocks. That's like just outside of my range of like, that's the one weird like gap in knowledge with all the old movies and shit that I like love and rant about constantly was I wasn't like a big old TV guy. Like I never got into that for some reason.
Well, you're just young enough too, where I even think that was late on. Like it wouldn't have even been on Nick at Night when you were watching Nick at Night.
No, I think it might have had. They might have had a deal on like TV Land in the early 2000s. I think that's what it was called. They did like a bunch of. It was kind of like Nick at Night, like that, where they would play tons of like old shit, like the Brady Bunch and what was I think Kolchak. Columbo too. I used to watch a lot of fucking Columbo. Peter Falk, man.
Columbo.
Shortest badass around.
That glass-eyed
is a giant hairy baby. Yeah, right? Like a doll's eyes.
Since there's like a baby that like was the dad set on the floor in the bathroom and then the dad shaved and all the beard stubble fell down onto the baby and got stuck on its face.
Peter Falk is the only actor whose wax sculpture looked more realistic than he does.
He was there at the reveal for it, and everyone's asking the fake one for its autograph. Like, hey, can you sign this?
Holy
I'm
shit,
over here, you sons of bitches.
He just keeps scaring people. Oh my god.
They're like, House what's with your eye?
House of Wax, but all the dolls are Peter Falk. Yeah, we got caught up in this town. It was a whole wax museum, but they were all different iterations of Columbo.
Season 3 was the worst. He was so lazy. I don't even know how long that show went. I don't even know if it went 3 seasons. That show was popular because
quite a few. I feel like that was one of the older, because back in the day it was like you either got like 2 seasons or a shitload. It's not like now where like any bullshit gets like a bunch of seasons, and people can just complain on the internet and it'll get brought back. Hey, if anyone here goes to Target and sees Major Blood, get one for me. I'll pay you back. I'm trying my hardest to get one. I see Blood and I think of who was that the original name for Tremor in Spawn, right?
Oh shit! I'm thinking like, why are you asking me stuff on the day I don't remember things?
Yeah, motherfucker. I think it's Tremor who was Blood originally.
Is this a 6-inch figure, GJ? Which one is this? What are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm like way out of the loop on that's G.I. Joe's, right?
Yeah. That's he's got the Cobra helmet and the Fu Manchu stash and the eye patch.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of piratey.
Because don't they have like those like prestige figures now?
He's the gangster one on Cobra, Major Blood, and he fights Major Crypt, who's a G.I. Joe on G.I. Joe's side.
He always looked like Freddie Mercury with a Cobra helmet to me, I think. If that's the guy I'm thinking. Yeah,
that's exactly him. That's exactly him.
Yeah. This guy kind of just looks like my dad with a penis helmet on. Target exclusive. Sorry, I think I said Walmart. Yes, 6-inch G.I. Joe classified. 6-inch G.I. Joe.
You need to go to like out in the boonies Targets.
Well, I'm about to send something to fucking GJ anyways, so if I can hit up Target this week.
Yeah, you're out in the boonies.
And it's there. Yeah, I'm like out in fucking like a weird part of Connecticut where seemingly no one seems to give a shit about toys, and I've never thought about like being that guy and like grabbing shit and flipping it or anything like that. Like GJ, I wouldn't do that. I was fucking help the dude out if he's covering the shipping and everything. But oh man, this one straight up just looks like my dad. Like they modernized it, and it's just oh no, that's the G.I. Joe sideshow one. The sideshow one is just if you guys want to see what my dad looks like. Well, there he is.
Your dad has a Fu Manchu stash?
Yeah.
That's
classified
awesome.
series, special missions, Cobra. I'm just trying to get sidetracked here like always, but verify what GJ's here.
Once he gets a list in front of him, guys, we're lost. Just goes down the list until the list ends.
Autism rabbit hole, man. I can't help myself. I told Beth that too. I was like, that's another one to throw on the to-do list. Fucking after we get into the new place, find out what's wrong with me exactly. Go get some more brain scans after the last car accident. Is this it? Because yeah, this looks like my dad again with an eye patch. And he's got the penis help.
Are you showing me stuff?
Penis help. I meant to say penis helmet, and I said, and he's got the penis help this time. What is up,
I'm going to need a hand with this one, guys. It's so girthy.
With penis help action. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that. Ask your parents
today.
Yeah. What the fuck is this? I got
Kung Fu grip and penis help action.
The first full-size G.I. Joe I ever got because I was a real poor kid growing up. We had was it like 3.75-inch guys, the little rubber band waist ones? Like we had like tons of those growing up because
how poor were you?
Yeah, well, there was a place in town where like again, we lived in this weird area where toys like I guess there's just mostly old people around us. Like Connecticut is mostly rich fucking old people or like fucking like barely middle class families. And in the 90s, like that was the only time I remember where toys like really moved, but they were in overabundance, which is why we had like all the G.I. Joes because like they would sell really good for a couple of months and then there would be a bargain bin of them at the store that was like 50% off. I think they were like $2 a piece. So we would just get like shitloads of them. And I think some of them would even go down to like $1. So we would get like G.I. Joe, the 3.75 figures and have like almost every fucking character that came out. But like they never did that with the full-size G.I. Joes. So when I got a full-size one for the first time, it was like a monumental occasion for me. I saved up a bunch of like money from doing like weird random chores and shit for my parents, and I got
I'm rich now, Mom.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go blow all my life savings on this fucking doll. That's how my dad looked at it, at least. I was like, the fucking coolest thing ever. He's almost as tall as me.
Your dad's Fu Manchu stash got a little longer. He's like, argh.
Yeah, he put on his penis helmet and beat me. Yeah, no. But a couple of years back, me and Beth were at a thrift store, and I damn near had a heart attack when I spotted a replica of the knife from First Blood, Rambo's knife. It's all big as fuck, and it looks just like a normal knife in my big meat hands. I was like, "Oh, this is
It's like, why
amazing."
is he having a heart attack? Is it his high cholesterol? They're like, no, it's the Rambo knife.
Yeah,
Oh,
Beth wouldn't let me get the Rambo knife because it was a ridiculous price for a Rambo knife that was just a replica. But behind the Rambo knife was the exact same paratrooper GI Joe that I had gotten when I was a kid. The 12-inch GI Joe, and it literally sits in my office behind me at all times in the box. I've had it for like 5 years now. That is one of my most prized possessions, sitting right next to a Vanilla Ice Ken doll, which is probably my least prized possession, but was so hilarious and was in the same thrift store for, I think, $1. So yeah, I got the exact same paratrooper GI Joe that I got when I was a kid, and a sweet Vanilla Ice and Tank Girl on VHS. I can somehow remember shit like that from years ago, but like present day shit is just a mystery after hitting my head. Welcome to
so you know, I had
Memento for a fat guy.
so I had a weird family, and I think I've told you before. I had a great aunt, my grandma's sister, that like she was a mom and married a dude and everything, but she had like a tomboy streak to her, so she didn't want to be called aunt. She wanted to be called uncle, and Billy the Kid was her nickname growing up, so she was called Uncle B. And she was always into like boys' toys and everything. So in the 60s,
I've got an Uncle B who is also a woman.
Awesome. So
Yeah,
my
I'm not
Uncle
even
B
kidding.
in the 60s bought all her kids the 12-inch GI Joes and all their Jeeps, and bought the whole set because she thought they were awesome. And then she kept them. So then in the 80s, when I started showing up to family events with my GI Joe, she was like, "Oh, you know what? Okay, Thanksgiving, you guys are coming over here. I'll bring out all the GI Joes." And I was so excited to see them all. And then she literally wouldn't let me touch any of them. She was just showing them to me. She was like, "No, no, no, you can't touch any of these." I'm like, "Oh, what?" I was like, 10? Yeah, I had to be 10 or 11. So I was just like old enough to be like in my head going like, I can respect this, like let me touch them. And she was just like, "Fuck no, dude, you're a 10-year-old. Get the fuck out of here. You're lucky I'm
William
showing you these."
William C must have came in like right after we talked about that. Yeah, Ryan's reading them tonight, and I absolutely fucking love them.
Nice.
I'm the one who recommended them to Ryan, and then that retweet. I don't know if you got them in that whole explosion of people getting them, but I'm really glad that happened, and we could fucking send all that shit Andrew's way, because I'm sure he was stoked for it. I know the one I got was still in the very low numbers on the second book. I was like, oh shit. Not many people seem to know about this, and that makes like that the nerd in me. That's like the weird shit I get excited for. Like, I don't give a shit about big two variant covers. I like weird niche indie shit where I'm like, yeah, I'm like one of like 100 dudes in the world that have this, which is why I really like the Hellseekers Ashcan that me and Vince did a while ago. That's going out to like 10 more people, and then it's gone forever. That's why we're talking about potentially a single variant for Return to Camp Rainbow, which will always be a rare thing, but if we're going to do them, we're going to make them cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll see about going to fucking Target this week, GJ. I can't promise anything, but if I see the thing, I guess I'll fucking grab one. It's G.I. Joe. What did G.I. Joes even go for now?
Oh, I don't know. I imagine the 6-inchers got to go like 15 or 20.
I was going to say, yeah, what are action figures like $20 now? They got like, I think NECA has a deal now with Walmart. I think it was Aaron Sparrow I saw posting about that today on Twitter. They have like a first to market deal. I think it was NECA that did it. It was like a Homelander toy. Yeah, $20.
Yeah, GJ says $20.
Yeah, dude, I'll check it out. I just got to remember that it's Target, not Walmart. Be like at Walmart, like, where the fuck are these GI Joes? They don't have any of them.
What's up? Cheese is in the house. Chisa.
Oh shit, dude, chat is like flying for me. Yeah, David Chisa.
Yeah, and also YouTube tells me 0 people are watching. And meanwhile, there's a ton of people in the chat. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's like I'm like, I've had so much going on, but I'm trying to get back to streaming more often, so we don't get absolutely demolished with the watch hours again and fall behind on that. I don't want to be like a slave to the Twitter or the YouTube algorithm, but
yeah, but we do got to get back to our Tuesday nights after Geronimo draws. Those were like the best kind of like after party good night. Like, so this week or next week, I'm gonna be coming back to Geronimo draws, and we got to get back to Death Curse Tuesdays because those are the shit.
Yeah, it was just Geronimo draws was
never
on
said
like
that
extra hour or two before.
I don't ever say that's the shit.
Yeah, we're aging you.
We're
in
the
reverse,
shit.
Man. Yeah, we've infected you with Benjamin Button disease.
Oh God! Right in my button.
GJ, also shoot me a DM on here. I've been diving all day and I have the bends. So DM me on Twitter and just be like Major Blood, G.I. Joe, and all that shit.
So hey, can I make an? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done there. I was going to ask if I could make an announcement. I want to make an announcement while we got all these basically a bunch of Hammerella supporters in the crowd. I'm going to be making an official update tomorrow on the page because everything's figured out now. I didn't know how many extra pages I was adding, and I'm already late or whatever, but I'm not rushing anything. I'm working hard every day on it, but it looks like the book's going to be close to 80 pages now.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
it might like be we 70 got 2 copies.
It might be 77 if I extend one scene and give it an extra double page spread. But I got into it, and once I got into the new characters, the Blue Astra team, that's like the Naval Flight Squad, that's like Gatchaman or like kind of like Silverhawks, kind of based on those guys. Once I got into their part of the story, they ended up becoming like way more important. Like they weren't even going to be in the original end fight scene. It was just going to be Hammerella and the bad guys. And now it's turned into this like huge team fight at the end. So I'm going to be doing an official announcement tomorrow. And go ahead.
That's rad because that's who I was thinking about because I'm pretty sure me and Beth backed it for 2 copies. And like I think I got one of the standees too. I feel bad I never emailed your wife back. But I told you, it was just like, we're that person.
No, that's fine. There's a lot of that. Oh, and on that note, I got all the pencil commissions done, except for a couple people that haven't responded. But I think everyone here that did any commissions has replied to all the emails. Ethan hasn't replied. I need to hit up Ethan. I even feel like I'd be safe just doing a Cyberfrog for Ethan in my style.
Out of your mind to think he's going to commission anything else.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And there's
although
like a couple
he could
other
throw
dudes...
you a curveball and be like, "Sell him Android, motherfucker."
Which I actually like that character more, especially once I saw Keon's.
Yeah, it's visually more intense. Which is why I initially thought he was a villain. I didn't remember him from the older books back in the day. But I got an issue of that at this place called Heroes for Hire in Cape Cod in like 2000, pre 9/11. Weird.
My story on that. This is obviously no offense to to Ethan. We got along fine and stuff, but at the time, so there was like Vortex, Creed. There was another book, and then Cyberfrog that were kind of all like the same, like little community of dudes or whatever. And
Yeah.
I picked up all of them and ordered all of them, and I was like, nah, not the Cyberfrog one. I passed on
Oh, see,
Cyberfrog.
dude, I would have been like the exact opposite. Like if I weren't such an idiot kid and wasn't so broke, like we didn't have a comic shop like anywhere near us growing up. So like basically in the summertime when I went to visit my grandparents in Cape Cod, I would save up a shitload of money and go to Heroes for Hire and just fucking buy tons of stuff to the point where they would like remember me like every year coming in. I don't even think that shop is there anymore. It was like right down the road from the like wharf, I guess. We used to go like deep sea fishing out there on this boat, the Patriot, and fucking go out deep sea fishing all fucking afternoon, come home with a bunch of fish fillets, do like a fish fry, and read a shitload of comic books. Just like hang out on the beach because my grandparents lived one street away from the beach in Falmouth. It was good times.
Yeah, and looking back, I think I only didn't pick it up for the name. I was like, because I feel like if I would have flipped through it, I would have grabbed it.
See, the name's the only thing. I never liked like animal based characters too much or anything, but Ethan was another dude where like I was a little kid hooked on like dudes like Todd McFarlane and stuff like that. Like I didn't start seeing all these older guys and like didn't get to appreciate Jack Kirby till I was like in high school and like started to understand like what made art actually good.
I also
like,
didn't know the Ethan at DC was the Cyberfrog guy because at the time I didn't know the guys' names. Like,
I didn't
as
make
much,
that connection till high school either. When my buddy John, who I've talked about before, is like a huge fan of Ethan's. I don't know if he still follows comics much, but like while all that New 52 shit was going on, I think is what it was, and all the weird DC stuff that happened like throughout my high school years and into college years, John was following like a ton of shit Ethan did, and he's a big Green Lantern fan. I know he has like Ethan's whole run on that because the whole thing was like Ethan was like the only dude John knew by name who did like art in comics. That it was like Ethan and maybe like Jim Lee. There wasn't tons of other artists where I was just like nuts about a bunch of different shit at that point. John was very much like a DC dude and predominantly Green Lantern. Like if Green Lantern was popping up in another book, John would grab it, sort of thing, which I've never been that kind of person. You got to really be doing something awesome to get me on board to be reading a bunch of different shit and even like pay attention to all of that. That's why events are stupid to me. I say this now, and then I'll be doing a big event in like 10 years.
That's all right. Someone will pull this up and play it for you and be like, "What an asshole! Said he'd never do this. Now he's doing it. He's charges $25 an issue."
When we do the biblical apocalypse in Ransomverse and kill everyone. 30 years in, we get everybody invested, believing that we really are the replacement to Marvel and DC, and then we just murder everybody in the Ransomverse and shut down all the licenses.
Take that, kids who shop at Target.
No exclusives ever again.
Dude, going back to those Hall of Heroes books or whatever that. Wait, that was the shop you said. Wasn't that the line of books too for Vortex and stuff?
No, Hall of Heroes was the company, the publisher that released those. But Heroes for Hire, which
was
the comic shop.
Okay.
But that is another comic too. That was the Luke Cage and or Power Man and Iron Fist team up, right?
Yes, and then their daughters. They version with their daughters too.
Oh, I don't think I ever read that. I was just
I
thinking
don't
the
know.
classic, like when he was still Power Man and Iron Fist and not Luke Cage.
Well, anyways, I did some Vortex samples 20 years ago or whatever, and I found them.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna show
Is that
those.
Matt Martin? Is that his book?
I think that was his book. Yeah.
Is he the one doing the Snowman now? Dude,
I what's weird is like you're always
if I
like, oh,
haven't
you know all
talked to
these
you
creators
directly,
and stuff,
yeah.
and I only know like I know like the small creators. Like if they have huge campaigns, I'm always like, I don't know that guy. Like it's not a
Yeah, but
snobby.
like
It's not like, oh, I don't like big campaigns. I just usually don't, for some reason,
I
retain them.
I can like every post you've ever posted on Twitter about your book, I can interact with you on social media a bunch. If I don't have like an actual genuine conversation with you on a stream or something, my brain will not retain it. I don't
Yeah, we're
know.
getting confirmation. Snowman.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Was Vortex his book back in the day though? Because I feel like I remember Vortex too. Uh Creed, I know for sure I read a little bit of, but I didn't like Trent's stuff at that point. I thought Creed was like, eh. Like, that's why I was like, I lost my mind when you were like, I inked him on some of that Ghost Rider stuff. I was like, you motherfucker. Because I think that was like him, like, really in that, like, hadn't completely found his groove, but was like really finding his voice as an artist. And just like my favorite, like, era of his.
No, I agree because I actually didn't really like Creed that much, and when it was one of those things too that Danny was like, "Hey, we're inking this guy," and I was like, "That guy," and I even said it in the video, like, which I've talked to Trent about it too because Trent watched the video and stuff, and I was like, oh, this guy's Bigfoot Ghost Rider. What's this gonna look like? And then it came in, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. This looks so rad. Like,
Yeah,
whoa,
like
he stepped up and like, I don't, like you said, he found that balance, like the right
where
balance and
everyone
stuff.
where everybody was freaking out with the run of what was it, Joe Mad on, I think it was Uncanny X-Men, like freaking out
Yeah,
about how
I missed that.
stylized his stuff was. Like that's what all the kids in my school loved. Like I think that's why I'm like, I don't get the Joe Mad generation, because at that age I was already like reading back issues and shit like that.
Yeah, I never got that style, and not that I didn't get it, but like, I just personally I didn't get into it, and then I felt bad because there were guys like 15, 20 years ago, like maybe like more like 15 years ago, like Javier Salteris, who had done awesome run on Ghost Rider in the 90s and is just a phenomenal illustrator, like amazing fundamentals, great style. But then he was trying to do the Bigfoot style. And I remember talking to him about this on DeviantArt back in the DeviantArt days. And he was like, it sucks because that's like the popular style right now, but it's not how I draw. So it looks weird when I try to do it. And I was just like, oh, it sucks because you should just be
Rex,
allowed to draw how you draw.
during that auction stream, what was it? Gerald Lang, one of the other artists that was in with us, he had like what was it, a Swamp Ape piece that he had done. I don't think anybody ended up getting it, but I saw that and immediately was like, God damn, I want to do a Bigfoot story. Like immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there can always be more Bigfoot and cryptid comics. There's that Cryptid Knowles.
Hey, you said it right.
I did? Okay.
Yeah.
Cryptid Knowles book.
Well, now you're pushing it. Now you're pushing it. Just
Yeah, it looks great from what I've seen. I haven't had the time to look into it yet, though. We're doing all sorts of crazy shit. But speaking of cryptids, figured I'd give that a little shout out real quick. Back to Creed Reimaginary, don't know what to expect. It's out of my wheelhouse. That was the whole thing, is it never ended up clicking with me. Not that Trent's a bad artist or anything. And then his Ghost Rider came around, and like what I was basically trying to say was like where everybody else was freaking out about Joe Mad, I always thought Trent was kind of in that same like style range, and I thought he did it on like a way more interesting level. Where Joe Mad took a lot longer to come into his own, and then did the whole gaming thing as well. it would be cool to see Trent doing something like that now. I know he's doing the whole Creed reimagining. But it would be fucking awesome to see Trent on like a really dark super book again. Or just like a horror book. I think the dude does awesome creature design and color work and
Yeah, I told you, but we can't announce it publicly yet, but we'll tease the audience because they're going to love it. Trent's talking to somebody that I know personally that's a big name creator that he wants to do kind of like finishes and inks over him, and it's going to be insane if they team up and do covers together. It's going to be freaking incredible. So yeah, hopefully that pans out because Trent seems excited for it, and our other friend seems excited for it. So hopefully
there can always be more Bigfoot stories. Actually,
there's enough.
Bobcat Goldthwait has a great Bigfoot movie. Willow Creek, I think, is the name of it, if I remember correctly. I think Joe Rogan actually mentioned it on his podcast a while back. Him and Bobcat, I believe, are friends.
The stand-up realm.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Blair Witch project for Bigfoot. Solid movie, and I think it might be on Prime still. If you've never seen it, check it out. Trent can build a world like few others. Exactly. Twilight Monk stories and the art and lore books, and it's fire. Yeah. Mind-blowing stuff, but I am also a Joe Mad fan. Yeah, Joe Mad just lost his way.
See, I missed the Joe Mad train because whenever he came in, I think I was out of comics for a little bit, and then he was one of those people that everyone was like, "Hey, love this guy's amazing. This guy's amazing." And you know what? I saw his very first appearance in Marvel Comics Presents. I had that, and then I didn't see anything else of his for years because I don't do video games, so I didn't see any of that stuff. And then he came back on the radar, and he got on my naughty list because he did that Ultimate Avengers, and they went straight from pencils to colors, and it didn't look good, but that was part of the wave of trying to like get editors to approve stuff to go from pencils to colors without needing inkers. So I was like, screw you, bro, working against inkers? You're not cool. I'm against you now, bro. No, I don't care at all. Like, that was just, younger me was very
I find it so hard to care about anyone's petty drama anymore. 9 times out of 10, if someone's like, somebody sucks, I'm like, yeah, probably. I can probably think of like 100 people that think I probably suck.
Everyone's always thought I sucked. I mean, especially when I was younger, my middle name for nickname, everyone just Ryan fucking Winn was like that fucking guy.
This is why I have my own show where I stream with the same 4 people. Everyone else hates me. Savage Sasquatch? I almost read that as Sasquanaut. Like an astronaut. I think you suck, Spencer. Thank you, Rex.
I like that story.
Is like refreshing.
The astronauts are like, I swear I saw Bigfoot up there in a spacesuit. Yeah. I swear I saw a Sasquatchonaut. I swear. Yeah, I turned around, he was gone.
Yeah, we landed on Mars, but no one told us Bigfoot was waiting. That's awesome. We got a million just like really low budget movie pitches here. If some Sci-Fi Channel executive came in here, he could clean up on like a Tuesday night. I had another great idea for a stupid throwaway horror movie last night too. Doing some more research, and I somehow got onto reading about Silk Road again. And all the like Tor Onion sites and shit that got taken down during all of that.
The Silk Road. Website Silk Road.
Yeah. The deep web.
Not the actual Silk Road.
Yeah, reading about a bunch of that shit and how there was like much bigger sites that were operating and all sorts of other dumb shit going on. And how in the middle of all that there was a really popular thing that they coined a term, what was it? Exit scam, where basically these like shell sites would pop up with new admins that did the same thing that Silk Road did, and you could buy and sell drugs on them, and the money would sit in escrow. But then these websites would shut down while there was a ton of money in escrow, and just take off with the bag and fuck everybody. And this was like a really common thing. Well, what was it, like FBI and I think like Dutch authorities and a couple other different groups were investigating Silk Road, and I think there was another one called like The Dream or some shit like that. It was all really dumb but kind of interesting stuff. But the exit scams got my brain going, and I wrote down another like 3-page idea and was like, I can turn this into something. I think
Don't spill the beans
70s,
here.
Yeah, don't ruin it right now. I think a 70s style gritty Bigfoot story would be sexy. Gritty 70s style, and then anything is just like my pitch for 99% of my work. Remember a time where everybody was just kind of high and doing cocaine?
Let's you have a template there for all your scripts that you open a Word document that's just automatically filled in.
Word knows to save it. Yeah. That really is. It was like Grindhouse. A movie.
Well, it's kind of a genre of comics that's been forgotten about and should have never gone away. Like, almost like what is Ed Piskor called the like black and white the Black Blood comics?
Oh yeah, that's basically like Outlaw Comics is just Grindhouse cinema. Like it was
exactly
gore fest shit because blood was cheap to mix up, and like I've said this before on the streams, but like it was a real thing. There's tons of documentaries that have touched on it and countless films that have done it where these shitty no-name directors would walk into a bar and be like, you got big titties, you're a muscly dude, I'll give you $20 to show up this weekend and be in this movie. And, you don't need to learn your lines. We have a guy there that's going to shout them to him right before we go live. And we don't care how many takes. Like, we don't care how bad it is. We're just going to shoot this movie in a weekend and get it done. And you're going to show your titties and you're going to fist fight a guy. You're going to get your head cut off. And, like, it was literally like a checklist. And they would go through, shoot these fucking insane movies for a couple of $1,000s, spray a bunch of fake blood, do a bunch of ridiculous shit, blow up a car, and that was like the big spending on the movie, and then release it Grindhouse style in a bunch of drive-in theaters and make their money back in like the first fucking day. It's like you were making a movie for like $2,000 to $20,000, and you could make that in like the first screening of the movie.
So now I'm starting to plot this 70s gritty Bigfoot story. So like I think it should be something like
that writes itself.
Like the Boogie Nights story. So he comes into contact with humans and it's awesome. So the first 45 minutes is like good times and partying and doing coke with Bigfoot and all this shit. And then it gets super dark and he's part of the drug trade.
I thought you were gonna say Bigfoot does porno.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, no,
you just do Boogie Nights, but you swap out Mark Wahlberg for Bigfoot.
Yeah, because there was that whole era of movies for like 5 years. There was that and like the Johnny Depp movie where he was the drug runner, where it was all movies that like the first 45 minutes are so fun and awesome, and you're like, such a good time, and then the dark side happens in the next 45 minutes, and everyone dies or gets their dicks cut off or something like that.
Oh my god, life is not as glamorous as we thought it was.
Yeah. It's like Bigfoot accidentally kills somebody, and then he's on the run.
He impregnates all the women he does a Bigfoot porno
Oh!
with, and then they don't realize the gestation period is like 6 years. But then 6 years into his illustrious porno career, women start dying, giving birth to little feet.
They start exploding.
Yeah, violently, just organs everywhere, and all of a sudden, Bigfoot's porno debut turns into a horror movie.
It's the original snuff film.
Like when William H. Macy walks in and pastes his wife and the dude who's fucking her, and I think himself, and Boogie Nights. When you know we're not just making fuck films anymore.
Maybe that can be the Death Curse slogan someday. We're not just making fuck films anymore.
Hey, I have a buddy who got his career started in porno, and he is happy with a family now.
I know a bunch of people that made a shit ton of money from like 2000 to 2010.
Cast no stones. Just
not in porn.
Shoot loads, I guess.
But these guys were doing the graphic design for the boxes, for the DVD boxes.
Dude, that is a slam dunk.
Cleaning up, I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Like gig, these guys.
Dude?
Well, not anymore.
Let me make the
It's
cover.
not a thing anymore.
Oh, I'm sure they still do it with like Vivid and stuff like that. There's a giant porn shop like a couple towns over from me that is like a mall-sized porn store, and it is like a ghost town. Every time I've gone to it as a joke with multiple friends over the years, and I've never been in there where there's more than like 4 people in this warehouse of porno, and they have like modern porno that is released regularly on at least DVD. I don't know if there's a Blu-ray market for porno, but I assume DVDs are super cheap to make these days because they're still making porno hard copies. Yes, as a joke, Razmaz, I don't think I've ever bought a hard copy of porno other than really old vintage Playboys. Which my girlfriend is a photographer and is wicked into like glamour and pinup models and collects vintage Playboys.
I got a funny porno tape story.
I would tell you guys if I was buying porno. There's no shame here. But yeah,
no. Got time for that these days.
It is a boatload of jokes when you can go into like a sex shop the size of like a Walmart or a Target and like beat your friend with a display issue rubber fist. There's plenty of fun to be had in a place like that. Plus, we had multiple friends that like worked there throughout the years. We had a friend Courtney who was like the desk girl there that checked your ID when you walked in, because kids used to try and go in there all the time. And then all the
you're not old enough for a strap on, Sonny.
Yeah, the strippers would come in from all the strip clubs around and buy like weird outfits and stuff. I don't like porno so much. Yeah, it's kind of boring. It's not as interesting as a comic book.
I actually think he means just the word. He's like, I wish you would use the word porn. He's like, I don't like the word porno so much.
Yeah, because porno sounds like pejorative and bad. It sounds like we're doing something wrong. That's why I love that was like a thing in the 70s. Like, all right, let's make some porno. Like it was.
I used to jokingly try to call it pornog.
Yeah, porno is the verbiage.
Pornog.
Pornog. Yeah, we're gonna make ourselves some real art house pornog today, boys. Sit back, relax, put your best porno sunglasses on.
Yeah, it used to be funny. Like, do you guys have Fry's Electronics, or did you have Fry's Electronics? Big electronics chain.
I think we had one get like plastered over by like a Circuit City when I was like born. I've heard
that
people
sounds about
mention it
right
before, but I don't think we had them in my area.
We had a bunch out here, and they were they just recently closed. And they were big stores, like a Best Buy kind of thing. but they
Yeah.
were all themed differently too. So it's like the one by me was like a castle theme, so there was like dragons and pillars with like rocks and
Jesus
everything. Like,
Christ, that
and there was one that
rocks.
was like a UFO theme where like UFOs were crashed in there, and it was all sci-fi stuff and
The
everything.
owner was
But
just like autistic in a time where they didn't diagnose people as that.
oh, completely. And but the best part was their DVD aisle. They had like an entire aisle, like one of those like 30-foot two-sided aisles of just porn. But on top of it was whatever the themed stuff for each store. So there'd be all these dudes looking
Castle
at porn
porno.
movies, like and they're like surrounded by a dragon, like looking over and watching them, and like a knight with a sword, like pointing down at like the discount porn and stuff like
right
that.
at this guy's half chub dick.
Yeah, check this out. But now they're all closed.
The adult section. That was like the Blockbuster in our town that had the porno section.
What? You had a Blockbuster with a porno section?
Yeah, I don't think they were like officially franchised.
I was gonna say that had to be Brockbuster or something.
Yeah, Brockbuster. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on, but they had like a roped off room and you could go back there. And it eventually got bought out and turned into like I don't think it was Family Video. It was like a knockoff of that, like Video Galaxy or something like that. But they had an extensive porno section that didn't have a door. And I walked in there at like 12 years old and was like, so this is porno. Hello, old friend. Porno is one of those things too. You see it for the first time, and you're like, it's like a weird, have I seen this in a past life moment? Everything just makes sense.
The first porn I saw was, I feel like this should be Patreon material, but I'm going there with it. My friend and I, my best friend and I, we were both like, I don't know, 11 or 12 or something. And his high school brother had a bunch of friends over and the parents were gone. And he had some knockoff of Dallas that was a porn. And I just remember being like, that goes in like
phallus.
Like, yeah. I bet they weren't even that clever back then. But it was like, I kind of knew something happened and you kind of knew stuff from people talking at school and stuff. But then like all of a sudden I saw like doggy style going on like in a porn. And I was like, so right in her butt, huh? Like, that's like weird. And I thought everything was just in the butt because I was convinced the vagina was on the front.
I just love doggy style, like in a porn, as opposed to like in a medical instruction video.
Well, that was college.
I remember a friend found a VHS porno tape. I feel like I have countless of these stories, and I feel like I told one more recently about a Playboy mag a kid found on a playground. But this one, a friend had found a tape. It was like, I think his stepdad's, and he brought it to one of our buddies' houses at a sleepover, and we put it in at like 1:30 in the morning after we knew his mom had gone to sleep. And he didn't tell anyone what it was. He basically like pitched it to all of us like it was a horror movie. And we put it on, and it like
there's gashes.
Yeah, right. Axe wounds everywhere, and a couple of boobs. Lots of bushes in the forest. Yeah, no, it was like this weird like 70s, 80s porno, and it was all set in the woods, and it was like campfire broads or something like that. It had some insane name, but it felt like Friday the 13th if Friday the 13th were a porno, but the killer never showed up. Like it had like the opening like campfire scene, and like all these teenagers are talking and wearing like really dated, I think it was like late 70s from like how I remember the outfits. And then within like 5 minutes, just everybody is like fucking dangerously close to this campfire with a bunch of clothes that are like not safe to be near an open flame.
Like a
Uh,
flannel shirt on a girl. You're like, come
yeah,
on, that's
it's
so
like a
bad. It's
chicken,
gonna
like
get her hair and everything.
a wool sweater. Like, let's do it right here, Billy. Yeah, it
Oh
rocked.
man. Okay, I'm remembering
Speaking
more stuff, but it's definitely Patreon material. I'm not giving this up for free.
Speaking of
But
porn, I gotta go watch a movie with the wife. Did you ever watch Please Don't Fuck Me in the End? We're gonna get banned from YouTube. I'm gonna have to officially open the website and stream on there. Oh god. That's the cool thing.
welcome back, GJ. Sorry.
I do remember the Squarespace setup. We could inevitably, if we ever get deplatformed from Patreon, we can just do the same thing on Squarespace. So that's cool. We have a fall black.
Yeah, what was our Asian? What was our Dolezal character from earlier? That would be our fall black pant.
I was picking up markers off my floor, and I looked to read what this one was, and it's a black marker. But I said fall black while trying to articulate what I was saying. That almost sounds like a weird political term for the black man they framed to take the fall. The Dorner effect. Right, that's the guy who shot all those cops.
Fall black.
Dude, the Christopher Dorner story, that'd be insane. That's a little intense. I don't think anyone would buy that movie script. They'd be like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? I don't know who this is for. The guy who shot a bunch of cops. Yeah, that'd be a tough sell. You know, if you can sell the script to your Christopher Dorner movie, that you can pretty much sell a script to anything.
He just set the challenge.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. I think it's the dudes on Cumtown that made a joke about that before. I think they said fucking LL Cool J to play Christopher Dorner, which is so insanely perfect. It's unreal. But again, that movie will never get made. It's just a guy who was a cop getting basically disillusioned with police because I think he saw them beat the shit out of a black guy. And then he got like gaslit off the force, snapped, and fucking went all Punisher against his local police force. And that was only a couple of years ago. Like, that shit was wild.
2013.
Okay, wow, it's been a while then. I thought it wasn't that. See what a car accident robbed from. There's just like a window of like 4 years that I just don't remember existing.
What a difference a wreck makes.
Yeah.
I lost 4 whole years.
Yeah, I'm like Christopher Dorner. That was like last year, right? Holy shit, dude.
You're like, Obama's still president, right? All right, cool.
Yeah. 4
Wait,
more
not
years.
Cool. Damn.
Yeah, Biden got elected and everybody's yelling about Trump, and I was like, wait, where the fuck's Obama? Like, oh, there he is. Like a newborn baby. I clap and drool on myself whenever Obama shows up on a TV screen.
So he never left this house. Anytime something falls or breaks or like I crash into something or stub my toe or something, like for the last 8 years, basically, I just yell, "Thanks, Obama!"
Yeah. I thought you were going to say you have like a framed Jesus painting of him in the house. Jesus was black and he was also Obama. Well, you just said beating the hell out of a black guy on Punisher. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, no, that movie, like, it's almost making that movie right now is almost as bad as the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones making a George Floyd song.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe that. Like,
so
I'm an old school fan of theirs. Real. Like 93, 95 in high school, like they were the shit. Like I still stand by that music. They were so good. But even then, they kind of had some like cringy songs about race and stuff. But it was kind of like you're like, whatever. It's all in, it's of course it's in a good spirit and the song kicks ass. So you're like, whatever. But then like you sent me that one this week and I was like,
Dude.
oh geez, they called him Georgie Boy and they said a thing about breath. You're like, oh my god.
Dude,
guys.
It was like it felt like an SNL parody from like the mid 2000s, I think someone had said. And it was like if Lonely Island was just like, well, SNL's about to fire us. How fucking off the deep end can we go right now? Like I had fighting through like the laughter of like not being able to believe that was real, had to like look up and verify that was in fact a real song from them. And they chose to have their fat old white vocalist wandering through the streets.
It's not even the vocalist, it's just the dancer.
Singing
it's
the
just
song.
The dancer.
The dancer. Holy shit. Dancer. It was like unreal. I think that might be the pinnacle of this year for me. Like everything that's gone on has been so insane. Obviously the shit that happened to George Floyd's fucking horrible, but for a ska band to come out and try and capitalize on that was the most fucking insane. Like, well, if ska wasn't dead, it is now. Like,
well, and what the wrong vehicle for a message. Like, yes. And that being said, yes, I know the history of ska, rock steady, and reggae and where it comes from and how it was. We are not in Jamaica in the 40s, 50s, or 60s. These are white dudes in Boston in 2021. Like it's a different vehicle, and it's not the right vehicle for trying to like convey whatever message you're trying to convey.
People in the comments said it perfectly when they were like, sometimes ska isn't the best vehicle for your message. Yeah. Exactly. And I straight up almost pissed myself just reading those words. Because it's like, I feel like 9 times out of 10, ska is never the right vehicle for any message. Unless it's like you're sending a ska telegram to your ex-girlfriend to congratulate her on her herpes diagnosis that she didn't get from you. Then hilarious. Ska, great to deliver the message. Just a guy.
Did you get my message? Pick it up, pick it up.
Yes. Enjoy your herpes. Just like 8 dudes in golf caps and like fucking checkered sneakers. Have fun, you whore. Yeah, there's my $1 million company right there. I quit comics. I'm gonna start a ska telegram company. To deliver horrible news. With the mighty
your name
tones.
Does sound like the lead singer of some old rocksteady band, Spencer Desmond and the Somethings.
Yeah. The Colonizers.
You got land, we're gonna take it. You got land.
Oh fuck. Boop. This stream is not available. Yeah, no, I would get beaten to death in fucking Jamaica. Like those fucking white Jamaicans, man.
Dude, Wayne Dobson is a guy. He was a radio DJ here at K-Rock in LA for like 30 years. And he's a white dude born and raised in Jamaica that has the full-on Jamaican accent and dreadlocks.
Half the island. I can't imagine.
The last 5 years have had to be hell for him anywhere he goes. Like people try just like giving him so much shit.
There's like a whole community on YouTube of people who are like, yes, white Jamaicans are a thing. Yes, some of us have the accent. Like it's not like a race thing. It seems to be more of like a class thing.
It actually, yeah, that's it always is too.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is like you go to Boston, there's a lot of like rich ass people in Boston who like fight to not sound like they're from Boston and like suppress that side of them. And then there's like the fucking regular people who don't give a shit and love being from Boston and have the most insane accents ever. Yeah, Boston adjacent accents where there's like 100 of those that we all just clump in as Boston accents, like Revere and shit like that. I can parse some of that, but you get me in like when I'm out at cons and Mass and stuff like that, and a lot of the New England cons are a bunch of Massachusetts people just traveling around. You like forget what other people sound like at a certain point. You're just like, do I sound like that? Like, it's fucking insane. It's
just like the first time I went to Boston
on an island. Sorry.
No, it's like the first time I went to Boston. Like, it was a thing where I assumed that I didn't have an accent because I was from California. I was like, no, it's bland. I don't have an accent at all. You can't tell where I'm from. And we get in the cab, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, we're going here. And they're like, whoa, you from California? I'm like, yeah. How the fuck do you know? I mean, granted, this was like 20 years ago, so I probably said like or dude, where no one outside of California would say like or dude that much. Arm. Yeah, I was like, oh, is it the wetsuit I'm wearing?
Yeah.
But what yeah, that was weird,
away, like... the I'm from California shirt.
But yeah, that was always weird. Like, just like they know I can't hide.
And yes, they smoke weed. Yeah, on both sides of the island. I believe it's sides. It's not north and south. I think it's split more like east and west, if I remember correctly. But Jamaica just looks like it's fucking rad no matter what. If you're not like a complete pussy too, like that'd probably be like a place I would have to visit like without Beth, because she would probably be mortified the whole time. But I feel like I'd have the fucking time of my life in Jamaica.
I hated it.
Really?
And I hated it because I was with my wife mostly because we made one wrong turn down the street and we started getting followed, harassed. There were dudes literally trying to separate me from her.
Oh, yeah.
And it was getting to the point, and you know, I could see weapons on certain dudes, and I was like, as soon as I throw a fist, this goes the wrong way. And we were just lucky that like a batch of tourists that like had also gone the wrong way, like came around a corner, and we just like kind of bumped into them, and we all just kind of like headed towards the beach. And I was literally like shoving guys like to get them away. My wife was running and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, I know what you mean, but I'll like my experience is like I'm never ever going back to that fucking place. Also, the first thing I saw when I got off the island was a dude with no legs. No legs. Dude with no legs. Oh, okay. What's so weird about that? He was propped up on some weird crutch thing, so he was eye level with you, like leaning against the wall. That was so weird. That was so uncomfortable.
Wearing a shirt that said "free ride."
And I'm also someone, I hate touristy spots. So it wasn't like I'm like, oh, I feel safe in touristy spots or something. But like, man, this whatever street we went down was just this wrong turn. It was such a mistake. And
that was the most appealing thing for me in the military. Was like, I hate touristy shit. So the military, they're just like, well, we're going to drop you in the most dangerous part of it, and you just got to deal with it. I'm like, that's how you got to see the world. Like, I'm like, I regret not going and doing that, because like that's basically just a free trip to some fucked up crazy part of the world to just soak it all in, and then afterwards you can travel around like a weirdo. And I feel like if you go to some place like fucking Iraq, or like the dudes who went to Vietnam back in the day, I feel like after you've gone to Vietnam and fought in a war over there, you're just like, I can go anywhere now. Jamaica's pussy shit. Like,
yeah, I had an uncle that fought in Vietnam.
What up, Hainer?
Came back, and now he's like crazy Marxist professor. But anyways, that's not the story. The story is that in the late 70s, we went to visit his house, and he had a hole in his roof. and he told me that the Vietnamese were still after him and that they had shot at his house. And as a kid, I was like, whoa, that's so crazy. And now looking back, I'm like, that's so funny. That's so hilarious. Like, why is that hole there? He's like, oh, the Vietnamese are still after me after all these years. They're still mad I went to war over there. And I was just like, whoa, crazy. I was like, 4 or 5. So, of
You
course,
should
I'm
say
thinking that's
sorry.
just... yeah, like that's how war works, I guess. They shoot at your house when you come home.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. It's like, damn, my grandpa fought the Japanese and they leave him. He parties. He has drinks and or he has brunch with the Japanese guy. But man, I guess my uncle, he really pissed off the Vietnamese.
My uncle and his best
But yeah, don't
friend,
ask me how he became a Marxist professor.
Akira Yoshida. Matt Kratz, dude, printing them decoder rings that he did for his book. Those shits are cool as hell looking. Very
talking
cool.
about that?
Very cool idea. I just saw him on Twitter.
Who's Matt Kratz? Where do I know that name?
Kratz. He's doing a book with Narwhal, and he does that book Kyrie. Tales of Kyrie, I believe, is what's out right now.
Yeah, I saw him on Samedi once, I think.
Oh, I didn't know he's been on with Pete. I somehow missed that.
And I think he did something with Nashitobi, because I support Nashitobi on Patreon, but I barely ever look. I think they did something together, too.
Dakota rings are looking cool, though. They also just kind of look like a stash jar. I'm going to retweet them real quick. Kyrie is great. Matt Crotch.
Oh, Rex.
He was sleep shooting. Is that what they're calling it now? Ho Printer Hayner. David Hayner, king of the mini comics.
Yeah, king of sketch cards, too. Guy's been doing more sketch cards than you.
Might have done a little bit too much deep sea diving this eve. What do I have right now? I have like 10, I think. 13. My lucky number. I have 13 penciled. I need to finish. I gotta do some more up front for I guess I can turn the camera on again really quick. For the headshot auction. Like the Bloodrick one will be on there. Bloodrick. These are GJs, so the Cade. Voidwalker. Still gotta ink them. Zombie guy. This is another one going up for the auction that I'll be inking. The Magnum Mr. Crypt. Log going to an Indiegogo backer from the Alterna campaign. One of Mitch's, Caleb from Blood. These guys, I believe I'm doing full color too. Doom guy ripping a demon's face open. Ash Williams from Evil Dead. Declaw, one of Hayner's dudes. He's here now. Black Owl, I believe. That or I'm fucking that up. And for that, I'm a dickhead. And then the Mr. Crypt grabbing at his hat. That one's actually for Randy. And then the Lucas I did of I believe it's a slasher book from David Murdoch over on
I thought
Twitter.
you were drawing George Lucas.
Yeah. That chubby old man.
I was like, I can't wait to see how Spencer draws a chin beard.
The Lucas will probably be auctioned too. That'd be good. I could just do a George Lucas sketch card. That'd be great for the That's actually a fucking brilliant idea for the sketch cards for the headshot auction. I can draw a couple directors tonight. Do like a John Carpenter and Kubrick. Some other
Michael
dudes.
Mann.
Yes. Michael the motherfucking man. That's his middle name.
It'd be fun to draw directors. It'd also be fun to like eventually do like a series of like Savini or Sam Winston or different.
Oh hell yeah!
Different horror guys.
Tom Savini as Sex Machine. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, GJ. You should have recorded when you drew those and upload to YouTube for more content. Oh, God. Razmaz, our manager over here. I was like inking one on stream the other day. This week's been really crazy because we were supposed to start moving in tomorrow, and there's been some hang-ups because the previous owner is a bit of a vegetable. You're supposed to be getting the keys tomorrow, and the way I understand it, the keys aren't physically in the state along with the owner. She's
that's weird.
Again, an idiot. So we can only basically get into the place through the real estate like digital lockbox system that they have right now. It wouldn't be like the full relinquishing of everything over to us. And we were like, well, we're just going to wait then.
See, this is the only time I think Jeff's system would come in handy, where at his place they have the key entry or the keyless entry.
Yeah, that's basically what it is right now, is like a digital keyless system. But I'm like, I don't want some random bitch having a key to my house. I want my fucking keys. I want this bitch out of our life. It's a crazy old bitch who didn't think when she was selling the house on a Monday that she would have to be there with the keys.
Well, she just unsubbed.
Yeah. Fuck you, old lady. Old lady whose husband fucked around on her.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Thanks, that guy, for not being able to keep it in your pants. I'm going to love your home as if it were my own, because it is. Adultery rocks.
You're like, this is the cheating room.
Yeah.
This is where the guy did all his cheating.
This is where all the magic happened. Why do you keep saying that? Because it really brought my existence together. I mean, sure,
like
their marriage is ruined, but look at what's going for me.
Beth, this has to be the studio. All the creativity that was involved in here.
Yeah, right. So much evil. This is a powerful place.
You bring in the little lady from Exorcist. She's like, oh yes, this is definitely where you should have your studio.
She powders the ceiling with carbon powder, and there's just an ass print. No! Terrible things happened here.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. We got fucking Eminem here. Rex Doom.
It's the demon, the semen,
the demon semen.
You only get one shot.
Oh my God. Do not miss your chance to blow.
From my new single, 8-inch.
Yeah, that rocks. Dude, Eminem should just start a YouTube channel where people can throw out random words to him and he can do that old guy rap to it.
My name is Marshall, and I'm here to say.
You guys smoking crack. I really think that's how like every time a new album comes out, people are like, Eminem still got it. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. He rhymes silly words together and squints his eyes really hard. He's like John Wayne's retarded second cousin who happens to rap.
Oh, that'd be rad if there was a statue of him in an airport.
Yeah. Demon semen in the moonlight gleaming.
Wow, look, we got a regular Eminem here.
I'll get there. We'll have a full verse by the end of the night. All about demons blowing it. You really blew it tonight, Lucifer. I can't even have a drink right now. Come on, man. Stop paying attention to him when he started censoring himself. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Wait, who censored who?
Eminem censored himself, I guess. I saw something this week about, it was like another one of those like shitty Marvel press releases, but it wasn't for Marvel. It was Seth Rogen talking about how he was originally supposed to be in 8 Mile. And I immediately, like, my brain immediately went to, oh, he must have been Cheddar Bob. Like, he must have been the stupid idiot that shoots himself in the dick.
You think because that's what he does on Twitter every week? That's what his character would be?
He's just constantly shooting himself in the dick on social media. So, well, he's like the chubby, greasy idiot back then. So it's like, that makes the most sense. But that would have been such a weird movie with goofy ass Seth Rogen being in like a rap group, the other white guy in their rap clique in Detroit. Oh.
I wouldn't have been able to take that seriously at all.
I love too, no one's like, somehow he still hasn't been called out for how being a pedo was like part of his character arc in Pineapple Express.
Was it really?
Yeah, you don't remember he's dating a chick in high school? The whole part of the movie is like he's supposed to be meeting her parents that night. And they find out he looks like he's like her dad's age. So like he just had that whole thing where he was like, I don't associate with James Franco anymore because James Franco would just be like diddling women or some shit. I don't really know anymore. Allegedly, I'll say, because I don't care enough to read about it. But he just like came out and was like, we're not friends anymore. Me and James don't do stuff. It was like, you wrote a movie where you were straight up just fucking a kid in high school. Like, oh yeah, and played by Amber Turd. I didn't even remember that part of it.
Weird. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in years and years. So
yeah, the whole take you outside and fuck you in the street with her dad.
I don't remember any of that. Or I didn't. Now I do.
They show up high for dinner, and he brought James Franco's character with him. I still enjoy the shit out of that movie. That movie was ridiculous, but it's like one of his few movies before they just turned into like cookie cutter bullshit. Yeah, Ed Begley Jr. I will take you outside and fuck you in the street.
I have a friend. He's my co-creator for Beth Betty, and he used to do production for photo shoots for like GQ magazine and things like that. And they did one for Seth Rogen once, and I guess they did a bunch of shots, and they didn't get one they needed of like from behind Seth Rogen's head, like his neck. Like they wanted something with like his like, because they were doing something with like ties, like shirts and ties. They wanted something from behind him like that. And they looked at my friend Adam and they were like, you're pretty fat in the neck. You could be Seth Rogen from behind. And they took a picture of him in the whatever outfit. And so it was like the main image on the interview with like Seth Rogen was actually not even Seth Rogen. And we were just like, that's so funny. That's so Hollywood. Like that right there. That's just so how Hollywood operates. Like,
I love it.
How fake it is.
And Seth Rogen was in his office screaming when he saw that. Yeah, don't fuck us here. Don't fuck us anywhere. Yeah, it's like one of the best parts of the movie, man. I'm like, now I need to go watch Pineapple Express again. But I remember seeing that in theaters and being like, what the fuck? Like, that was like, I guess it plays into the whole like he's a shitty stoner character idea, but that's why I thought it was
Yeah, he
funny
is a
this week.
scumbag of a character, but that
Yeah.
doesn't matter to people these days. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a character or whatever. It's like,
Oh no, the whole
you
thing
portray
now
that.
is to like make the villain like sexy and like as redeemable as possible now. Like it's not even like a new thing now. It's just being like super overdone at this point. We have that Cruella movie coming out soon that everybody's like flipping shit about. I'm just like, how many like cut off every man's penis man hating movies can we do where we're like, oh, the people we thought were villains all along are actually just bad because of men now. Uh, One interesting thing that I never thought I'd be saying, but they just announced uh, there's a new Bring It On movie being produced by Sci-Fi Channel, and it's a full tilt horror movie. It's a slasher movie at a
Huh.
Bring It On cheerleading camp, and I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm gonna watch a new Bring It On movie.
A way to adapt.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like very smart on Sci-Fi's part to buy a property that is beloved by a lot of women, and chicks still like horror too, man. I think that might surprise people if it's like a competent film and the way it's being described is a slasher movie. Exactly. At very least, it's going to be worth a laugh, and maybe it'll surprise us. Uh, I'm assuming more so a laugh at this point. I'm pretty sure the chick who was attached to write She-Hulk at Marvel, Dana Schwartz, uh, is one of the writers on it, and then I think one of the ladies who edits for Fangoria magazine, I believe, is writing it. So it's probably going to be like a chick flick with some splatter to it. My girlfriend will probably love it. I will probably laugh like an idiot, but I don't know. A new slasher flick is cool, no less. There'll be cheerleaders in it, so I'm sure they're going to be playing up the babe angle for boyfriends who have to sit through that. But that was like one of the few surprising things I've seen in the past couple of weeks where I was like, never in a million years could have guessed that was coming.
Nah, I hadn't heard of that at all. I'll
Yeah,
probably end up
no.
watching that too. That'll be the first one I watch in that batch.
I remember I saw the first one, and I didn't know until this one was announced that there was so many sequels. I saw the first one because one of my best friends in high school, who is turbo gay, thought it was the funniest movie and convinced us to watch it. It's all right.
Yeah, I never saw any of them.
It's kind of like a mid like 2000s like teen comedy, but like really watered down. Like it's not even like on a level with like American Pie where it's like raunchy comedy or anything. It's just kind of like cheerleading's funny. Beth actually showed me there's an actually funny one. I think it's called like Fired Up. That's basically uh Bring It On for bros. It's about like two dudes that
No
sneak
way.
into cheerleading camp to fuck cheerleaders, and it's like very much a formulaic comedy. I think they're like football dudes, and it came out like probably like 2010, something like that. I don't think it's that old. I can't remember. It's got a somewhat recognizable dude as one of the two main characters. I don't remember the actor's name, but yeah, they're like two bro dudes that like enlist in a cheerleader camp to fuck cheerleaders all summer long, and like the whole like classic comedy arc is, you know, they end up actually enjoying cheerleading camp and like falling in love or whatever. But Beth showed me that like early on in us dating, and I was actually surprised how much it made me laugh. It's just like it's one of those movies you watch it now and you're like, how did this, like, there's no fucking way you could make it now, and it's not even like that bad. But just the idea of like pitching a movie now where like two bro dudes sneak into like a girls' camp to fuck all summer long is like insane. It's like one of my favorite stupid comedies from when I was a kid, Dead Man on Campus, if you've ever seen that.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
It's these dudes go to college and they basically find out there's a loophole where if your roommate kills themselves, you get straight A's for the year.
Oh, yeah.
So they try to find a suicidal roommate so they don't like flunk out of college. And it is just fucking insane. The goth
Yeah,
dude in it talks about having a dream about killing himself, and he puts a gun to his head and pulls the trigger twice. And one of them's like, "Yeah, man, I think if you shot yourself, you probably wouldn't have gotten that second shot off." It's fucking
Yeah, I forgot
such
it
a
was
good
Mark
movie.
Paul Gosselaar and Tom Everett Scott. Wasn't he also like the Last Starfighter or something?
Who's the fucking crazy dude too? He's got a weird name, and I think he's on like Riverdale now.
Lachlan
He's like,
Monroe Cliff.
yes, he's like one of the dads on like Riverdale now. If you guys have never seen that movie, that is like, I think that's also, I think that's a precursor to American Pie.
Oh, the other dude was also in American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they were all in stuff. Allison Hannigan, they all like went on to be like pretty established actors. Lachlan Monroe, though, he was the one I was thinking of. Fucking, he plays the inevitable roommate they find. I was trying to see who the fucking the goth dude, man. Oh, I didn't remember Jason Segel being in it.
Yeah, because he wasn't Jason Segel at the time. It was just dude in a movie.
I think Zeke is the goth dude. Oh my god, man. Yeah, that movie was fucking. It's probably not as good as I'm like remembering it, but that's another one I gotta go back to. Eric Christian Olsen from NCIS Los Angeles. God damn, sound like my boss. It's like a nutcase for NCIS. I agree with DDC. Watch the House of the Dead, so why not? Yeah, if it looks good, I'll definitely check it out. Exactly. Cruella should be banned. It will cause feminist violence. Well, I just think it's weird to
That's pretty funny.
with the Cruella one to like make her a hero. Doesn't she like want to like skin the dogs or something insane in the movie?
Yeah, it would. If that's the case, it would negate. It would basically make everyone in the original Dalmatians movie mean that like they're being mean to somebody with a mental problem.
Yeah, it's like, okay, even if men are bad to her, her abusing dogs is still not like cool no matter how you spin it. It's like, yeah, but I'm abusing dogs for cancer research. Like it still sucks, lady. Like that's why I'm like,
I don't know.
At the root, the character still is like horrible. So like we're supposed to watch a whole movie where we're like, oh, we like her now. And just I'm assuming they leave out the whole part where she like beats dogs. I could have sworn, doesn't she want to like turn them into coats, or is that just like my insane brain?
I mean, I could be remembering wrong, but that's my entire life. I thought that's what happened in that movie. But yeah, it's like the Wicked syndrome. Like Wicked came out and everyone was like, "Oh, we should make bad guys likable," and you're like, "No, just because they had a
I got
catchy
myself all
song."
confused. Famous guy from NCIS, Eric Christian Olsen. Is he like one of the Olsens, like that family? Because he does kind of look like it. Like an Olsen.
Like an Olsen twin, but not one of the twins?
Yeah, like I never even thought about that, but he does kind of have like those weird fucking like chimpanzee lips. Like Rob Liefeld, bicep face.
Why you flexing your face, bro?
My whole head is a map of biceps and traps.
Mitch proudly hating dog abusers more than he hates PETAs.
Hell yeah. Hello and goodbye. Blast beat. Get some rest, good sir. I got really sidetracked for a second there.
And mahalo for stopping by, Blast Beat. That's Hawaiian for mahalo. And yes, he's correct. New episode of the Comic Ship tomorrow, guys. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. We are going to have Simon Pothier on, and we're going to be taking a look at Canadian comic books, Canadian music, and anything else Canadian that we can look at.
That's what he's from. He was in the Dumb and Dumber, and he was also, I think, the jock in Not Another Teen Movie.
I didn't see that.
Oh my god, that shit was ridiculous. That was just like a shameless like riding off the like parody movies and American Pie type of stuff. But that movie was so fucking ridiculous. Metatron's Cube, what's up? Yeah, Cruella DeVille. Now I'm like, is that dude an Olsen? No relation to the Olsens, but he did grow up in Iowa. Boom. Wow, that's weird because he does. I think he really does kind of look like if the Olsens had a dude brother. As opposed to a girl brother, which is a thing now. Yeah, this guy. Oh, look at that. Fired up. Evidently, that's the only movie that's got anything from him in it. Arthur's Quest. This dude. He's a blonde-haired white guy with semi-long hair. But yeah, he's got them weird Olsen lips. Bite a wall. Not Another Teen Movie is great. Exactly. I'm not alone here. Thank you for the backup, DJ.
I wasn't dogging it.
That's actually one that's like so like from that raunchy comedy era too. That's actually like worth going back and watching some night. Like get your diving gear together, get real stupid, put on Not Another Teen Movie, and laugh like an idiot. Yeah, we've been going almost 2 hours though. We were only planning on recording like an hour-long podcast tonight, but we streamed instead. So we'll wrap it up here.
Look how distracting the chat is. They get us. We're gonna go for an hour to get an extra hour out of us.
Right, and Mitch is mentioning awesome bands and horrible bands in the same breath.
Hey, bring it to the ship tomorrow, Mitch, in the chat. I'll bring up any Canadian stuff. Controversial bands or not.
3 Inches of Blood is a great one to bring up. You guys can talk about Jim Carrey. But yeah, Comic Ship tomorrow. What time is it?
3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern.
6 Eastern, not noon Eastern. I don't know why I thought it was noon last week.
Hell no, I'm never up that early.
Yeah, I got all amped up and I was like, why the hell is this happening? What is Ryan doing? And then I thought about it and I was like, it's 9 a.m. I have a message from him at 7. There's no way this is at noon today. But yeah, dudes, check out the Comic Ship tomorrow. 3 p.m. What is that? PST?
It's
Pissed.
PDT now.
Oh, it's not pissed. Oh yeah,
No, it's
changes halfway through the year. Pit it.
We'll get pissed again later.
Yeah, we'll be pissed for a whole nother half a year. Yeah, guys, check out the comic ship tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us, and see you later.
Totos.